Peter. This is my wife, Nicole. Our youngest boy, Harvey, and we've got an older 4-year-old who's currently in daycare, Freddie.
It was a really tumultuous pregnancy. We got referred onto Mater fetal medicine for tertiary scans. And at 16 weeks, we were pretty much told that they weren't sure what was happening. I could have had an early PPOM that was just undetected. And at that point, we were kind of given a 40% chance of survival. So it was really hard. It was hard from the start. Every week, every 2 weeks, it seemed we were told something. We were feeling very positive, I think, at the 20-week mark, and we decided to proceed because there were options to not. Yeah, and then we were happy, I think, for a week and a bit until my waters broke. A week and a bit later, had a bit of a bleed and a bigger loss at the 26-weekish mark, and they said I was at a high risk of cord prolapse, which is very dangerous. So they had me in hospital for a month so that I was close by.
Obviously, it split the family. We had to virtually completely change every aspect of what we did because obviously, it's not just Nicole being in hospital, but I had to bring Freddie in to see Nicole. I sort of just put myself in crisis mode, where you just try and put emotions and stuff to the side and deal with the here and now.
It was hard. It was very hard. I know I had to come to terms quickly with the fact that I was in the best place. I guess that's, that was the most important thing. They made the decision that Bub's heart rate trace wasn't getting any better, so the best decision was to get him out, and so was prepped for an emergency cesarean.
Freddie was a C-section as well, and when he came out, they held him up and we got to see him for a good amount of time before they cut the cord and took him over and did all his stats. Whereas for Harvey, it was a 1.5-second glimpse before they put the sheet back up and near sprinted out of the rooms. We were sort of left there for, it felt like half an hour, but it was probably only 5 or 10 minutes while they did a full analysis on him. And we like we said, we didn't know any of the conditions before. It was just a lot of questions around lungs and kidneys and whatnot. It was overwhelming at the time, couldn't really formulate an emotional response. I got to go out and see him. I took a few pictures and came back to Nicole, and I just remember after I showed you the pictures and I told you the stuff, I just burst out crying.
So Harvey was in hospital for 306 days. I still remember on the day he was born, we were told his condition, esophageal atresia, is either repaired day 1 or shortly after, or they have to wait 3 months post due date, which due to his prematurity meant we had a 6-month journey ahead. He developed hydrocephalus, which required a shunt. So due to the instability around that, he wasn't able to have the operation he needed at the 3 months post due date, which would have been April. Our 1 month stay at the Children's Hospital turned into an extra 4 months on top of that. A lot of extra complications just throughout the journey.
There's no playbook for how to cope going through NICU. It's not one size fits all, and one day can be radically different to the next. In terms of day to day, it was about interacting with Harvey as best I could and trying to be a dad in any way I could. For me, what I really valued, particularly some of my friends, was just being available. I don't make many phone calls to them, but there were times where I could just call them and be reassured that if they could, they were going to pick up the phone and listen to what I had to say.
The world goes on around you, and I think knowing that you're still being remembered